Hi, I'm Drew McRae, and this is the Shared Workspace Business Plan for WSU's MBA program BA 702, Master's Directed Study, better known as Capstone C. What I want to know is, how do I get to work here? I mean, look at that. Lounge chairs, couches, monitors so big you can literally hide behind them. I mean, seriously, I think someone's hiding behind that silver monitor. Oh, I know. I think I've read about these places. This must be a tech company or something. Probably even have a little eatery just outside of you that serves local snacks and drinks. Wouldn't it be nice to replace your office with this one and think, well, I'm dreaming, I'm just going to go ahead and just put it right down the street too so I don't have to commute anymore. I think I found my own piece of work utopia. And couches. Stress melting away. What I want to know is, how do I get to work here? Well, if you're one of the 26% of Americans that live in the urban core, you're in luck. You can find something just like that with very little difficulty. That is, of course, if your boss will allow you to work remotely, or maybe you're already part of the growing trend of entrepreneurs. Well, if that's you. There's plenty of small, medium, and large co-working spaces being offered. They have desks, even offices to fit your needs. So just last month, SoftBank finalized their $4.4 billion, that's billion with a B, $4.4 billion investment in leading shared workspace company WeWork. So if you needed a sign that the industry is growing and ripe for investment, pretty sure it doesn't get much bigger than a $4 billion investment. Well, anyway, the vast majority of people in the United States, they don't even live in the urban core. They live outside in the suburbs or rural areas. This severely limits their exposure to shared workspaces. Not really too great for them. But if you are part of that 26%, you'll find companies like this one, all of which are major competitors and international, with multiple locations across cities, states, and countries. They each cater to niche markets, as well as just try to gain general market share. Well, Regis, they're geared more towards the high-end clientele. Spaces provide just clean and modern work spaces. And then WeWork looks to be a little more Silicon Valley techish, so they also happen to offer free beer and foosball. However, as I mentioned previously, they all have one common theme. They are all located in the urban core. Well, the shared workspace core is not the urban core, and here's a couple of good reasons why. So when you look downtown to the south of Seattle, you're going to find a few cities like SeaTac, Federal Way, Kent, and you're going to notice that the co-working facilities start to become fewer and far between and eventually just become completely non-existent. Well, at first glance, from the suburbs to those workspaces is 2.5 inches away, and those 2 inches translates into just a few miles, and those few miles during rush hour translates into about a 25 to 30 minute commute. Ouch. Well, so if you're part of that 53% living in the suburbs, that is your average commute, about 30 minutes. And in many major cities, like Seattle, commute time is on the rise. And they've even now coined a term for a much longer commute called the mega commute. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is not for the faint-hearted, spending 90 minutes or more each way. Yep, that's 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, comes out to about 735 hours per year. Well, if you sleep 7 hours a night, and assuming you're awake the rest of the time, that means you're going to spend about 12% of your entire waking time commuting to and from work. Okay, I get it, right? Heck yeah. If I were a first mover, going to open up in the city central, high population density. Forget about the suburbanites. But times are changing. According to the industry research, about 80 to 90% want to telecommute 2 to 3 days per week of the current U.S. workforce. And it is quickly becoming a reality. Based on 2005 to 2015 U.S. Census data, there has been an increase of 115% of the work-at-home population. And over the next 5 years, that's expected to grow another 63%. Well, this represents a 10 times growth rate over the general workforce. This trend is being fueled by millennials, which now currently represent about 1/3 of the workforce. And a study by MBO Partners projects that these trends will translate into 40 million Americans being self-employed by 2019. Well, you can pull out a calendar because that's just a little under 16 months away. You know what? And many are going to try working at home first. Well, let's see what that looks like. Kind of picturesque, I think. You decide to try working from home, and what makes sense. After all, a short commute brings most important among millennials and homeowners. And yours now requires just a trip down the hallway through the living room and hang a left to your new converted office space. You know, today you didn't even have to get out of your pajamas to have your first conference call. You are finally able to be more productive. Living a healthier life, exercising a few days a week in the morning, reducing stress by not having to commute. You're getting ahead, starting tasks earlier each day. You now may even be able to eat breakfast and drop the kids off at work, helping out your spouse. Happy wife equals happy life. And of course, at the other end of the day, you're now home by 5:30. You can catch up on forgotten hobbies and watch Monday Night Football from opening kickoff. Even spend extra time with your family or friends. Life's looking pretty sweet. Now, that extra time in your day has been a huge advantage. But then slowly the downside of working from home starts to set in. And you start to feel that anxious not growing again. Well, that's stress creeping back into your life. The little things that used to be cute, well, they're now kind of distracting and probably starting to make you a little irritated. All of a sudden, one day, it creeps up on you that you're less productive without all of the modern technology you had in the office. And of course, your family's not quite as helpful as your colleagues used to be when trying to get some things done and help you out. So while you're not commuting, you're also having to spend that time just to keep up. Ugh. And then the boredom sets in. So, along with isolation. So that daily interaction that you were having with your colleagues, well, that was actually part of the job that made it enjoyable. So with that kind of separated out, and you're not wanting to commute back to the office anymore, that's why you're working from home, and you're not willing to relocate to the urban core so you're close to working spaces, you find yourself in a little bit of a quagmire without any reasonable long-term solution. Xanax. Okay, no, just kidding. Seriously, that's not going to help in the long term. Okay, well, there is a 2011 study survey completed by DeskMag of more than 1,500 coworkers across 52 countries, found that 75% of people working that moved from working at home to working in a co-working space increased their productivity. 80% increased their business network, 92% their social circle, and 86% kicked the feeling of isolation. Well, it's shared workspace to the rescue, and not just for your work-life balance and sanity, but leveraging technology and concierge and personalized services. Our consumers are better equipped to be successful both in and out of the workplace. Our vision to provide local communities with business professional, modern technology, and services, and give back time to enjoy life's moments. Our research found that vicinity to someone's home is the primary driving factor between utilizing different workspaces. So followed by services and support, space and amenities, hours and price, and finally locations. Well, with locations, or the number of locations ranking last in customers' mind, we feel the shared workspace takes aim at disrupting the status quo from the top down, because we only have one location. So we're going to be focused in suburban locations, eliminating that commute and giving back perhaps the most precious gift of all, time. Coupled with our standout value proposition of personalized concierge services, our clients never have to feel alone again, providing office colleague support tailored to the individual or business and managed through best-in-class customer relationship management tool and support. So think kind of virtual assistant with the ability to discuss services in person with a concierge. No other shared workspace offers this level of business and professional support to their clients. Our spaces are clean and modern, packed full of state-of-the-art technology like high-speed and high-resolution video, conferencing and dual-monitor laptop setups. Rounding out the top four is hours and price, which the shared workspace already matches those, providing 24 by 7 service, and we beat everyone on price due to lower overhead on suburban locations. So even with that large budget for technology, low rent still makes up the difference. Well, the sales push will come from online marketing ad strategies, utilizing AdWords, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn to generate leads, which are then engaged through our outbound and inbound sales service teams. So millennials are just as comfortable on their phones as they are on their computers, which makes them easy to reach. So these marketing campaigns are targeted at our core demographic, that 18 to 34-year-old, which is a split between 60% men and women, 60-40, with a salary range of around $30,000 up to about $150,000. So in addition, the shared workspace is driven to attract businesses across the entire spectrum, providing services to small businesses to help them gain footing, as well as easy expansion opportunities for mid-size and corporate clients. Well, switching costs are definitely a big focus for the shared workspace. So we offer easy payment options that are reasonably priced and can be handled entirely through our website, or if they like, in person. Discounts for long-term clientele or those paying in advance are going to help drive that initial clientele through the door. Keeping the infrastructure modern and new is a top priority, which will help feed into the psychological switching costs by keeping everything modern and appealing. And once aboard, customers are going to become accustomed to that hassle-free concierge service that they can't get anywhere else. Plus, the minimal commute is only going to help increase the switching costs if they want to go somewhere else. The shared workspace will initially target the suburbs of major metropolitan cities such as Seattle and San Francisco, where telecommuting is prevalent, taking direct aim at the 3.5 million people working at home in the United States. More specifically, areas like Federal Way, which is highlighted there in red, or Auburn or Kent, which are strategically located away from competitors and are convenient for several suburban areas and require no freeway commute. Well, to attract these people, we've hired a CEO well-versed in real estate management, a CFO versed in investment accounting, and a COO with a background as a CIO in hospitality. Well, the executive leadership team is well experienced to create a disturbance in the industry. Led by McRae, he is supported by seasoned executives with industry knowledge and drive needed to set the foundation for a fast growth expansion. Each shared workspace location will have a dedicated concierge and IT support, while services and sales team will eventually be located in a strategic location where salaries are not at a premium. This begins with the building of a minimum viable product. So with the proof of concept already in place through rigorous research, surveying, pivoting, and further researching, surveying, and pivoting, it's now time to build. So this process will continue during the first months of production while we fine-tune the offering, making pivots where necessary, and getting ready for launching Site 2 and exponential growth. Well, with office space in the $4 range, our savings per square foot is anywhere from $3 to $7, driving lower overhead, which supports better technology, lower user fees, and premier customer-centric services. Initial startup costs for the shared workspace are right at $1.1 million. With a growing customer base, our milestones will put us in a position to further capture market share and reach our 5-year growth and revenue targets. Our minimum viable product will be timed and tested over the first 18 months of operation. The initial capital funding will support expanded growth solely through retained earnings, expanding to 3 sites by year 5. Well, the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics estimates that the number of people likely to be teleworkers will grow from 30 to 40% of the entire workforce over the next 5 years. And investment money is pouring into the industry. The shared workspace offers an unparalleled offering of convenience, productivity, support, and premium pricing delivered in a persistently personalized way that our competitors cannot easily match. I am asking for a one-time investment of $625,000, much smaller than the $4.4 billion, to secure a 62.5% share in this of the shared workspace. By year 1, monthly net income is going to be near $100,000, doubling in year 2, with conservative projection showing retained earnings of $9.8 million by the end of year 5. This represents a highly lucrative opportunity for an angel investor. Our combination of highly experienced executives, a compelling organizational theme, and underserved and multiplying market brings a unique shared path to prosperity. Thank you.